I called Donald Trump a wannabe dictator. It's because he is. It's because he is. Maybe it's time for us to be a little more fierce. Because we have to ferociously push back on this. The thing that bothers a teacher more than anything is to watch a bully.
Is there something going on that we're missing?
Well, there's a couple of things. First of all, whose balls is he hiding in his cheeks? That's the first question I want to know. And I don't love the way he says, fierce.
Yeah.
Tim Walz's squeaky clean persona went up in flames the moment Tyrus stepped into the studio. He didn't come to chat. He came loaded for detonation. And once he lit the fuse, the so-called Minnesota nice governor found himself standing in the middle of a political bonfire. This wasn't a casual rant wedged between commercial breaks. It was a full-scale demolition delivered with Gutfeld-level precision. Tyrus pried open Walz's carefully crafted image like a raccoon breaking into a vault, and what spilled out looked less like leadership and more like a rejected episode of Tiger King. When the truth started flowing, it didn't stop. Suddenly, Minnesota nice turned into Minnesota.
It's because he is. Maybe it's time for us to be a little more fierce. Because we have to ferociously push back on this. The thing that bothers a teacher more than anything is to watch a bully, to watch this bully and to stop it. And when it's a child, you talk to them and you tell them why bullying's wrong. Well, when it's adult like Donald Trump, you bully the out of him back. This is a weak, cruel man that takes it out.
You could almost picture Tyrus scrolling headlines with his morning coffee when he finally snapped. The clown show ends now. And when Tyrus hits that point, it doesn't sound like commentary. It sounds like a heavyweight wrestler calling out a politician at center ring. Microphone hot, crowd roaring. Gutfeld jumped in with a jab saying, "I haven't seen a man this nervous since Brian Stelter heard the word keto," and the room erupted. The energy turned electric. This wasn't political debate anymore. This was fireworks in human form. If takedowns had weight classes, this one wouldn't be a match. It would be a championship brawl.
Is deeply part of it. And that's one of the, I think it goes, and you can look at the reasons why we've had this sort of dialectic over the Me Too movement.
How do you fight it?
This
I think I could kick most of their.
What he's mad about is his own fault. He's mad about the image that was portrayed of him as the hunter. And who did that? You did that. We just laughed about it because the one thing you can't do is you can't front. You can't floss. Those are two key words when it comes to manhood.
If you're enjoying this roast, hit subscribe before Walz calls for another reflective pause. Tyrus didn't tap Walz gently. He body slammed him straight into the national spotlight. Minnesota's calm, modest image cracked open like a frozen parking lot in February. The friendly dad next door suddenly looked more like the neighbor who borrows your tools and never brings them back, then runs for office using them. Gutfeld summed it up perfectly. You can slap a smile on mediocrity, but it still smells like government. The audience laughed because the truth hit harder than any punchline.
Yeah.
A teacher snatches the bully's ass up. Yeah. Come sit with me. That's why I know someone's bully. Oh, you can sit with me for a while. And then I would lean on him. I'd bully him back. He's not a teacher. He's not a politician. He's a creepy guy who can't remember his speeches. I don't know what the hell was in the water in that White House, or was everyone on the same bad cocaine? But Kamala can't speak. He can't speak. Biden was so high he couldn't remember anything. Like, this is literally the dumbest administration of all time. Why is he talking?
It really is the ultimate clown show. And I said this in the pod. He's a clown.
America was sold the story of Tim Walz as the wholesome Midwestern hero, the lawn-mowing, church potluck, potato salad guy. Tyrus took one look and said, "That's not potato salad. That's political mayo." He shredded the act like expired deli meat. Gutfeld couldn't resist adding, "His campaign wave looks rehearsed. 3 pumps, 1 nod, and a sprinkle of fake sincerity." To Tyrus, Walz wasn't authentic. He was an overcooked casserole of slogans and passive leadership. Every serving of that performance tasted like reheated leftovers from a political fridge that should have been cleaned years ago.
Bad for Elon. Mm-hmm. I would be furious if I was him. Mm-hmm. If this is who you sent to troll me,
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing wrong to get the guy from D Team to come out at Family Theater and call me names?
Yeah.
Like, Tim, I would, if they're like, oh, Tyrus, man, tough news cycle. Tim Walz is talking about you. I'd be like, old Timmy, I want to fight him.
Then came the knockout that left the audience stunned. Tyrus went straight for Walz's carefully polished backstory. The teacher, the coach, the veteran, and smirked. Great resume. Terrible sequel. Because once Walz got into office, the script fell apart. He went from small-town dad to big government dad, locking down Minnesota while sneaking out for takeout like nothing happened. Harris mocked him like a late-night infomercial. Church is closed, but don't worry, you can still buy booze and scratch-offs. The crowd erupted as Gutfeld added, only in Minnesota can you buy whiskey at midnight but get fined for breathing near a pew. Brutal, hilarious, and painfully accurate.
Beats my DMs, like just one arm, and I just want to slap the He's so weak. He brings nothing. If you're going to go after someone, man to man, hit him with a fact. Hit him with something real.
Yes.
You don't have anything. And here's the cold part. If Elon called him up and said, hey, Tim, you want a job? He would take it. Because that's what spineless... He would, and when he was questioned, he was like, I was just holding him in account. You know, I respect him, and I'm so happy to be working for X. He is the worst player on their team, and they don't mind sending him out because
They're trying to get him off the table.
Yeah.
They're putting him out early so he can't be.
Walz's positions flip faster than a market crash. One day he's for something, the next he's against it, depending on whether CNN's headline nods or frowns. Tyrus called it the Cirque du Soleil of politics, and the audience roared. He's done more backflips than the housing market, and Gutfeld joked. At this point he should join Cirque du Soleil. At least there they pay you to pretend. Walz's constant reversals felt like a discount version of relatability. Target-level authenticity priced like Neiman Marcus. That hypocrisy is exactly what Tyrus devours for breakfast. And he never leaves leftovers.
Look, he has a sports coat and a zip-up sweater underneath. No man wears that.
I may have done that in the past.
Yes.
I won't now, Tyrus.
No, and one day somebody's going to explain what a corporate income tax is to these people. It's not paid by this. It's not paid by the corporation. It's not like a building that goes, I've got to pay taxes. It's the worker.
This isn't truth anymore. It's theater. And Walz plays the everyman with that rehearsed concern and trademark golly gee grin. Tyrus shredded it, calling it the children's magician act of governance. Every time Walz pulls something from his hat, it's another empty promise. And somehow half the audience still applauds. Gutfeld chimed in. Except instead of doves, it's just excuses. The illusion was exposed during the pandemic. Gyms closed, liquor stores open, logic missing entirely. Then came the riots. Walz froze like a deer staring down chaos. Tyrus mocked him. He tried to fight a wildfire with a garden hose. Next time bring a plan, not a prayer.
That's a big red flag. Whenever you meet someone and they have to give you their resume,
Yeah.
and then as soon as they talk, you're like, that's why you gave me your resume.
Yeah, because it doesn't speak for itself.
You suck.
Yeah. It's like when people have their PhD
Yes.
on their Twitter handle. It's like, this person's completely bonkers.
And their pronouns.
Yes. Are you mad, though, Tyrus, that, like, beards have been kind of co-opted by beta males like Tyler?
No, because it's like all. Wait, hold on. Watch what I say. I will f- around, stick my hand up your back, and make you my puppet.
At this point, Tyrus turned the whole thing into a sitcom. He painted Walz as the neighbor who promises to fix the fence but shows up with duct tape and a podcast about empathy. Gutfeld laughed, saying, "He's Mr. Rogers if Mr. Rogers outsourced his neighborhood to a task force. Every grand promise, free this, expanded that, sounded noble until reality arrived with the bill. Minnesota didn't get utopia. It got group project government, where everyone forgets their assignment and blames the PowerPoint. The state ended up held together by spin, duct tape, and prayer.
I would have won, Susie would say I would have won Pennsylvania easily anyway, even if the governor ran, the real governor, not the governor from Minnesota, he's a sick puppy, that guy. That poor guy, I feel sorry for him. But
Tyrus wasn't slowing down. He compared Walz's leadership to karaoke. He nails the first verse, then mumbles the rest like he forgot the lyrics. Gutfeld added. He talks about tax relief like it's a diet plan. Lots of talk, no follow-through. The crowd howled as Tyrus laid out the irony. The so-called champion of working families digging through those same families' couch cushions for spare change. Schools were sliding downhill faster than a snowstorm on I-94. And the governor who once taught responsibility was steering his state straight into a curriculum crisis.
What do you make? Whoa, you got something there?
Hold on, before we do this, man, I got a protein up. Hold on.
chug. Oh, he's chugging.
I need more protein, Gutfeld. I got my protein pudding, my protein shakes, jerky if you piss me off, but this ain't enough protein for this segment, Greg. I got an old school distillery.
Where'd you get?
Then came the absolute disaster. Law and Order. Gutfeld deadpanned.
Then came the disaster zone, Law and Order. Gutfeld deadpanned. It's like watching the Titanic captained by someone who just downloaded Google Maps. The room erupted. Walz talks reform while cities crumble and businesses disappear faster than his approval numbers. Every time he's questioned, he flashes his military background like a VIP badge. Tyrus pounced. This isn't Call of Duty. You don't get extra lives for flashbacks. He called Walz a mood ring politician, changing tone depending on which ghost whispers in his ear. Dark, brutal, impossible to ignore.
I tell you, I can't wait to debate the guy. That is, if he's willing to get off the couch and show up. So, you see what I did there? I got to tell you, pointing out just an observation of mine that I made. I just have to say it. You know it, you feel it. These guys are creepy and...
Tyrus hit his comedic peak. Chaos wrapped in precision. Walz, he joked, looks like the kind of guy who practices empathy in the mirror asking, "How's this, honey?" More concern, less jaw clench. The audience lost it. Gutfeld added, if sincerity were Wi-Fi, his would drop every 3 minutes. They compared Walz's idea of unity to family Monopoly night. Boards flipping, screaming matches, and someone faking illness to avoid finishing. To Tyrus, Walz wasn't leading. He was marketing leadership. A plaid salesman pitching optimism with 200,000 miles on the odometer. Then came the encore. Walz is what happens when you give a substitute teacher the nuclear codes. Gutfeld piled on. He governs like a man who thinks leadership just means talking slower and waving his hands. Every punch landed.
Former VP nominee Tim Walz, he joined Beto O'Rourke at a Texas town hall last night, and the estrogen levels were enough to give Chuck Norris menstrual cramps. I wonder, is our strength our diversity?
Our strength is our diversity. We've been talking about this for years as a country of immigrants, and we let them define the issue on immigration. We let them define the issue on DEI, and we let them define what woke is. We got ourselves in this mess because we weren't bold enough to stand up and say, "You damn right we're proud of these policies. We're going to put them in, and we're going to execute them."
So, wait, you lost because you weren't woke?
By the finale, Tyrus ripped away every shred of Walz's manufactured charm. This wasn't Minnesota nice. It was Minnesota engineered. The crowd laughed, but they also nodded. They saw the cracks, the contradictions, the endless posing. Walz's "I'm just like you" routine finally collapsed. Gutfeld sealed it. Walz is what happens when you order authenticity from Wish. Tyrus delivered the final blow. This guy runs Minnesota like he's assembling IKEA furniture. Blindfolded, missing screws, but somehow full of confidence. The applause wasn't for the punchlines alone. It was for the truth hidden beneath them. When the curtain fell, even Walz's cozy cardigan couldn't cover the chaos. Gutfeld closed with a smirk sharp enough to cut glass. Tim Walz isn't leading Minnesota. He's babysitting it. The crowd exploded, Tyrus doubled down, and Walz's reputation didn't just take a hit. It turned into a blooper reel.